I was born in San Jose, California. At that point, Santa Clara County was one of the prettiest places in California, and it was nothing but orchards and a fairyland of pink and white. I grew up there going to public high school, and my brother wanted me to go east to college to see another part of the world. I was lucky enough to get a job working for the Republican convention, which was held in San Francisco in 1964. Of course, we were both at that convention, but we never met. He was busy with Rockefeller and Scranton, and I was just working for the convention as a whole, helping to organize it.
Dad has had 7 children, and they got married, and Mom basically became the mother of these other children, and they reflect back, saying what an important role Mom had in their life. Obviously, Dad has been an incredible father to all these children. We grew up with this tight family, and Mom and Dad would always tell us we could do whatever we want and put our mind to it. Mom has always been caring, sweet, loving to us as a mom, but also to the community. We lived in D.C. for the first couple years of my life, and then we were in McLean for like 5 years, and then we moved out here.
We were looking for a weekend place that we could rent so that we could spend some time out here. And so we drove into Holly Hill, and we fell in love with it. My main concern was the schools, but I was very impressed with the Hill School, and so we made a very fast decision within a week to move out here permanently.
When there's a huge snowstorm, Dad always carries his chain in the back of his Suburban and drives around and helps people that are stuck in the snow whenever they see cars on the side of the road, or if Mom hears anyone is sick or needs help in the community, she's, baking or cooking for them.
There was no Girl Scout troop in this area, and so I started one, and several of the children that joined were from Windy Hill. And unfortunately, oftentimes someone didn't show up to pick them up in the evening, and so I would have to drive down into Windy Hill, which was a little bit scary at that point. It was in terrible shape, and there was lots of trash, and the facilities were, a lot of them, non-existent. And then they asked me to join the board. Lang is the fundraiser in the family, and he was the one who was able to help raise the money. The low-income apartment building, which was stalled, restarted again, and we were able to get that project going. And next came Virginia Lane, and then for Levis Hill House, our project for the elderly. He is a master at finding the right people and knowing how to appeal to them or to show the importance of a project. We would not be where we are today without Kim Hart by any means. He's made so much of this possible with his great vision.
I call him the engine room.
Lang was introduced to Kay Schaus, who was the founder of Wolf Trap, and we both became totally devoted to her. She was just an incredible woman. And she asked Lang to be on the original board of Wolf Trap. We had to take groups of ambassadors down to Disney World to show them Epcot and World Showcase. The idea was to make it like a permanent World's Fair and to have beautiful exhibits from all of the major countries. Walt Disney had had a falling out with the government during the Second World War, and he refused to ever have any office or any presence in Washington. So when it came down to there's suddenly needing connections to set up meetings with foreign governments, they didn't have anyone to do that. And so one of the people that served on a board that Lang had was the top vice president of Disney, and he felt that with Lang's background that he could be helpful in getting the ambassadors from these various countries.
Dad's bottom line is family and community. The way they've kept the family together, and that warmth has basically gone into the community, and now the community is sort of part of our family. They never want to be noticed. They never want any, recognition whatsoever. People come up to us all the time just saying, "You have the most incredible parents." All the examples of Windy Hill and Seven Loaves, where they pass out food to homeless people, and Dad started this Middleburg Forum, bringing in speakers.
Dan the Torpedoes, full speed ahead. That's the way he's lived his life. And so every day was an adventure, and he was constantly coming up with new ideas and things that hadn't been tried before.